The contents of this podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be considered as medical advice. If you have a specific health concern or condition, please consult a qualified healthcare professional. For more details, check out herguru.uk/disclaimers. Okay, ever wonder why life feels like a game of Twister where you're always stretching in every different direction? Or it's almost like you're trying to herd some cats, managing everything. Have you ever felt like you're trying to juggle flaming torches while riding a unicycle? If that's you, then today's episode is just for you. Hello everyone and welcome to ABGW. That's amazing, brilliant, gorgeous, wonderful. I'm Cheryl, your host and guide on this journey of empowerment and healing. And if you're juggling the demands of personal leadership while navigating all those personal challenges, this is the episode for you. So imagine sitting down with a trusted friend over a warm cup of tea, sharing stories, insights, and a few laughs. That's the vibe we're going for. So let's embark on this journey together. Let's dive in and discover how we can turn our struggles into strengths. Amazing, brilliant, gorgeous, wonderful, helping women just like you who are unhappy, perhaps even with your supposed quote unquote good life. This is a mum and daughter duo, and we're not pulling any punches as we explore trauma recovery and ideas for building resilience so that you're working smarter and definitely not harder to create a transformational life, a life you love more often than not. Understanding trauma recovery in leadership. So picture this, a heavy weight lifted off your shoulders, the kind of relief that you feel when you finally take those uncomfortable high heels off after a really long day. To me, that's what effective trauma recovery can do for you. Because as a leader, whether in your own life or whether you manage other people, you carry immense responsibility, do you not? But to me, acknowledging and addressing your trauma can transform both your professional and your personal lives in ways that you can't actually imagine until you start doing it. So when you take those steps towards healing, you become more emphatic and more resilient. And you may notice a real sense of calm and clarity that comes from making it easier to guide yourself through challenges. It's like seeing the fog lift on a misty morning. It reveals a clear path ahead. So let me tell you about my friend Emma. She's there standing in front of a mirror. She's adjusted her blazer for the millionth time, and she's kind of muttering to herself, "You've got this, you've got this." And inside she's probably thinking to herself, what if I stumble? What if people see that I'm not as confident as I appear to be? And she feels a kind of tightness in her chest as she tries to focus on anything other than her rising anxiety. Now, I can understand that her fear is palpable. But what if I can't answer this? She's thinking to herself. The thing is, Emma takes a deep breath, she collects her thoughts, and she responds. And silence follows then. She did it. Relief washes over her like a warm wave. And you know what? Emma nailed what she had to do. She walked into the room, did what she had to do, walked out with that feeling that she had conquered a mountain. And to me, it's those thoughts, those moments when you face your fears head on that you genuinely define your strength. So next time you're in a similar spot, remember Emma and the inner pep talk that she gave herself before she had to present to a group of people, because you've got this too. And the thing is, there's been so much research done that shows female leaders who address their trauma tend to develop more robust emotional intelligence and enhance their ability to connect with themselves and their team. So, do you remember that film, The Devil Wears Prada, where Andy transforms from a, I don't know, stressed personal assistant to this confident professional by embracing and learning from her challenges? Remember that scene where she finally stands up for herself in Paris? That's so empowering, I think, that action that she took. She finally found her voice and her courage and shedded the weight of other people's expectations. Now, to me, one of the fun ways that you can do this is to try journaling for a few minutes every morning. Imagine the sound of the pen gliding across the paper as you capture your thoughts, settling your intentions for the day, visualizing what you want to lead and what you want to do. To me, it's a powerful way to start your day with purpose and positivity. And you can almost feel the stress melting away as your thoughts flow freely onto the page. Now, maybe you don't want to journal in the morning. Maybe you do what I do. At the end of the day, I basically vomit out onto the page all the thoughts that are going around in my head, all the ways where I thought that maybe I disappointed myself, all the ways where I thought maybe I was acting a bit like a baby today. Doesn't matter, they're on the page, and that's where you can leave them. Harnessing choice bias for both personal and professional growth. Now let's dive into the magic of choice bias and how it can aid you in your trauma recovery and your personal and professional growth. So imagine the joy of choosing your own adventure, where you decide and you make every decision, and where that every decision leads to a treasure trove. Start by picking your rewards. Perhaps after a tough meeting, you treat yourself to a walk in the park, feeling the breeze on your face or savoring your favorite snack. No crisps, okay? Because that's my kind of naughtiness. It's taste lingering pleasantly on your tongue. These small self-choice rewards can make a big difference. And be flexible with your choices. Understand that while choice bias gives you a sense of control, it's okay to adapt and appreciate what comes your way. What I'm thinking about is having a little bit of flexibility, because I think flexibility reduces stress and increases satisfaction. Much like how a tree bends with the wind, it doesn't break, does it? It bends. And with flexibility, you have that, or you can allow that to happen. I have to tell you about Julia. Now, Julia is an amazing marketing director who is so good at juggling a million things. And out of nowhere, she gets an email from the VP. Can you imagine what's going through her head? I remember Julia telling me that her hands were trembling as she read the email. And her mind was a whirlwind. She was thinking about all those late nights and the imposter syndrome that had always whispered in her ear. In the next team meeting, she shared the news that she'd been offered that VP position. She said, trying to keep her voice steady, and her team erupted in congratulations. Their support really, really warming her heart. Now, Julia spent the evening reflecting and acknowledging her fears, but she also realized that she needed to recognize her strengths. Now, to me, Julia's stories are just a reminder that sometimes others see our potential before we do. And when you get that next big opportunity, what I'd like you to do, even if it scares you, remember that it's okay to be a bit terrified. In fact, it's quite normal, and embrace it and know that you are more than capable. There's been so much research that's been done on behavioral decision making. And the thing for me, from what I've seen, it just shows that individuals, especially us women, feel more satisfied when we reward ourselves, you know, with the things that enhance motivation and enhance our happiness. When I think about Julia and her cookbook that she now has, it's I'm laughing because it's actually a children's cookbook that she uses to empower her to tackle challenges. So what she does is when she feels as if something's getting on top of her, she'll go to this cookbook and she'll master something that on the face of it is quite simple. But that, to me, that's exactly what she's doing. She's using that power of choice. The satisfaction of creating something delicious from scratch is cool to her. And it doesn't have to be something amazing and big. It's a children's cookbook. You know, what else could be more simply than having that as a way of boosting your mood and your motivation to do something that you perceive as a bit harder? Building resilience in your surroundings. So to me, as any kind of leader, your resilience directly impacts the people around you. Imagine that ripple effect of positivity and strength that flows through you and all around you, much like a pebble dropping into a calm pond. Because when you model healthy coping strategies and recovery, you inspire the people around you to do exactly the same. So whether that's you at work inspiring your colleagues to do good things, or whether you're managing other people, or whether it's just, your family, picture yourself as a beacon of light guiding ships through a stormy night, and encourage the people around you to make their own choices too. When I look around, I see that so many parents, and I don't mean this in a bad way, they try and do good things for their kids, yeah, but they make all their decisions for them all their lives, whether they're 5 years old or 15 years old. And then when they become young adults, they don't know how to make decisions for themselves. And to me, when you empower other people to choose their own tasks and the rewards, their engagement and productivity soars. And to me, it's about creating a culture where everyone feels valued and motivated, just like a well-oiled machine. It works perfectly. So just think about how encouraging people to make their own choices, that incredible thing that you do will help people face the tough decisions that they may have to face in the future. And to me, it's about allowing them to then find the best possible solution and trusting their judgment. This episode of ABGW is brought to you by Her Guru Hypnotherapy and Coaching. Her Guru provides mental fitness coaching and hypnotherapy services. You can find out more details by visiting herguru.co.uk. Practical tips for everyday empowerment. So let's wrap up today's episode with some practical tips for integrating choice bias and empowerment into your daily routine. The first thing I want you to do, I want you to recognize your own power. Even on those tough days, remember that you have the strength to choose how you respond to challenges. And I know that's easier said than done, but I want you to kind of embody that. I want you to take a minute, even now, to just relate to the fact that you are the captain of your own ship. You're steering through rough seas with confidence. You can chart your own course, can you not? Limit your options to avoid feeling overwhelmed. Sometimes too many choices can be paralyzing. I think of that, like when I walk into Marks and Spencer's, to go and buy lunch, and there's so many different sandwiches. It's like, I don't know what to eat. So narrow down your options to what truly matters to you and your goals, and then focus on it like the brightest star to navigate your way. Just want to share with you a story about Rachel. Rachel's the chief operating officer at a startup, and her life is, of course, a constant juggling act. Imagine her, phone in one hand, laptop in the other, and a stack of papers teetering precariously on her desk. Now, during a video call with her team, she says, I know that we've all been under a lot of pressure. Let's brainstorm ways to streamline our processes. Now, Rachel feels the exhaustion creeping in her. She missed her kids' bedtime for the umpteenth time last night and feels guilty for not being more present. Now, her team suggests several solutions, and Rachel feels a gleam of hope. You know, they're resourceful. Maybe we can make this work. So Rachel decides to set up some strict boundaries. She's going to delegate more, and she's going to schedule more time with her family. Now, the thing is, Rachel's story is all too familiar for many of us. Balancing work and then trying to balance our personal life is honestly sometimes like a tightrope walk. But the thing is, setting boundaries and asking for help can make all the difference. We need to ask for help when we need it, because remember, it's okay to step back and prioritize your well-being. There's been research done on the paradox of choice that shows that having too many options can lead to decision fatigue and decreased satisfaction. And look, ladies, we want satisfaction. Do you remember Elle in the film Legally Blonde? She narrows down her options and focuses on what truly matters to her, which is providing her self-worth and intelligence. And her journey from sorority girl to top law student is filled with empowering choices. So, whether that's you set a time aside each day to have a power hour, and during that hour you focus on tasks that align with your goals or values, or whether you reward yourself with something that you love, like reading a good book or spending some quality time with your kids. To me, it's about giving yourself that kind of, I don't know, quote unquote, mini vacation every single day. Choice bias is a powerful tool in your journey to trauma recovery and personal and professional empowerment. And by making mindful choices and embracing your power, you can transform both your personal and professional life. And imagine a life where every choice leads you closer to your true self, that self that's filled with purpose and outrageous unconscious joy. Hey there, wonderful ladies. If there's one thing that I hope truly resonates with you, is the empowering idea that you can transform the chaos in your life into some harmony by embracing the power of choice. And the thing is, us female leaders, we don't have to be defined by all that stress and trauma, and especially events that have happened in the past. Instead, we can learn to navigate those challenges with grace and resilience, turning them into stepping stones towards a life that we truly do love. By making mindful decisions and focusing on what truly matters to us, we can lead with confidence, we can inspire the people around us, we can find balance and joy in both our professional and personal lives. And remember, every choice you make is a stepping stone towards a brighter, more fulfilling future. So if you've enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend. And remember, your resilience is a powerful force shaping your life. So may your force go with you and strengthen you every step of the way as we part ways today. So until the next time, keep finding and embracing those outrageous, unconscious, joyful moments. Bye for now.